the Mariners win, but your Trailblazers did too. 124-123 over the Sacramento Kings in their preseason home opener. Welcome into the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you, joined by friend of the show, Keith Feltner-Smith. Well, Keith, that was fun, wasn't it?
That was fantastic. Oh boy, my voice has certainly been feeling it. I had a great time tonight.
Hey, I mean, it was a good game. The starters looked good. I thought the team definitely did what we wanted them to do. Everyone looked aggressive. There was good continuity, as we talked about in the pregame show. Defensively, I thought everybody looked great. Like I thought it was a good game. Now, the fourth quarter is what it is. The Blazers did get outscored 32-29, and it did get a little hairy there as we were, kind of wondering if they were going to be able to hold on. But this was just another game, Keith, where the end of the bench guys, bless their hearts, just kind of struggled to hold on to a lead.
Hey, look, I mean, I was just happy to see our remix guys basically hold it down at the end there. You're seeing the team that closed out this game tonight for the Blazers was the G League team, more or less, with CD, with Wesley and the rest in there. So I was not complaining at all. It's preseason, we're not seeing our starters play a full 4 quarters, but that's why you have 15 men on the roster. That's why you have two-way contracts. If nothing else, with a roster this young, it's nice to see dudes all the way down to the end of the bench able to perform, able to close it out.
Yes, you need that. And I thought, first on one takeaway, let's focus on those end of the bench guys first. First off, the chat on YouTube, lots of love for Young Hansen. Yeah, Kirk says we drafted Sabonis. No, we did not draft Sabonis. We drafted Young Hansen. Okay, we drafted Young. He looked, dude. That backdoor bounce pass to Shea.
My God,
I mean, that was.
Young and handsome, man.
No.
Dude's got it going.
Oh my gosh, Han, is that statistically correct? I think it might be. Han says that the Blazers game started in the 8th inning and finished before the Mariner game. That's okay. That's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. But no, that was there. Now let's talk about the end of the bench guys before we talk about the rest of the game here. First off, bless his heart, Caleb Love gets to the line. It's a tie game. He goes to the rim. Probably took a little too long, quite honest. Gets a final shot up. Gets bailed out by a call and goes to the line. And it was interesting because he misses the first free throw. He needed to hit the second to go up. Glad he did, because nobody in this building wanted preseason overtime. I'll tell you that much right now. But it was good. My takeaway from him, watching him, I was like, Caleb Love has never seen a shot that he didn't like or didn't take.
That he's not ready for. Yeah. He, as far as the line, though, too, he finished 4 of 8 at the line. I think that was a problem for the entire team, really, the free throw line itself. We saw Shaden, I think, was getting there a lot early on, but I'm not going to hold it against Caleb Love. Again, end of the bench guy, and end of the roster guys that we have here. He held it together enough in the end of the game there. All eyes were on Hansen, and I'm excited to see that it didn't completely deflate seeing him struggle a little bit, but it's not like it stood out compared to the rest of the roster. They all kind of struggled at the line.
Yeah, there's some struggles. It happens here in the NBA. Let's take a look at that box score real quick. The starters tonight: Denny, Tumani, Donovan, Shaden, and Drew. Jeremy Grant going to the bench as Coach Billups continues to mess with his lineup. Denny, 4 of 9. He had 15 points. He also had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, just 22 minutes of action. Tumani Kamara played 14 points. He just had 3 points, 2 rebounds, and assists. He did not play in the second half. Coach Billups did say post-game a little bit of knee soreness. I wouldn't worry about it. It's probably one of those things that if you had a hangnail, it's preseason, I'm going to sit you out because it ain't worth risking it. I'm sure if you asked Coach Billups, he probably would tell you that, you know what, if it were a preseason game, he probably would have played. Donovan Clingan, he did jump up from his 11 minutes to a whole 17 minutes and 41 seconds. 2 points, 8 rebounds, 5 personal fouls, but did get 2 block shots. Shaden Sharp, 25 minutes, led the Blazers starters with 17 points. And then Jeremy Grant had 18 off the bench. Drew Holiday, I thought, had an absolutely solid game. 12 points, 3 assists, and a couple of boards as well. But the story in this one, Young Hansen. It took him a minute to get going, but once he did, he hit back-to-back threes, which the uproar was absolutely incredible. And then at that point, I just grabbed my phone. I looked over to one of the Blazers PR guys. I'm like, this is incredible. Like, the fans are going nuts. And then Young Hansen gets the ball up top the key, puts it on the ground, gets a little spin move around the defender, goes glass, hits it in. and the place goes nuts. There was a guy right in front of Media Row wearing a Young jersey, and let me tell you what, this guy was going absolutely insane the entire game. Every single time he hit a bucket, he's sitting there cheering. I loved it because Hansen had a free throw attempt, and he yells at him in Chinese, and I'm like, if you're young and you hear that, like that's got to be cool, right? Like that, like the support from his home country, it was on full display for a preseason game, which is just, you love to see it, man.
I wouldn't mind learning a few key phrases in Mandarin now. I feel like that, that's an option now, having him out here. And hey, look, Young also, he led the team in blocks. So you want to talk about the defense from this guy, and he's putting it together on both ends.
Absolutely. Jackie and Sherwood asks on the YouTube chat, hey, Burkhardt, do you know why the game was not broadcast on Xfinity? Well, this game was a Blazer Vision exclusive. The TV crew was not here. So what they did, if you had Blazer Vision, you were able to watch the game via Blazer Vision, and they synced it up with Travis Demers' radio call. So you had the radio call, but you had the broadcast version on the Blazer Vision. So it wasn't on TV, and that will be like that for – I think that will be like that for one of the next two preseason games. We can look that up and get you the actual information so that you know, because you guys want to know how to watch the show. So the October 14th preseason game against the Golden State Warriors, that will be on KUMP, so you'll be able to see that one on TV. Now, the October 16th game next Thursday against the Jazz, which is the preseason finale in Utah, that one is also a Blazer Vision exclusive, so you won't be able to watch that on TV. But if you have Blazer Vision, log on in, and you'll be able to hear Travis Demers on the call. And then, of course, regular season hits. And it's Blazer Vision all the way. So anyway, you were here tonight. Back to Young for a second, or Hansen. We're going to learn exactly how.
Team's calling him Hans.
Hey, it's maybe you should. Oh my gosh! Remember how I said the other day, and you caught it. Thank you very much. How Megadeth, clinging on to life. Like I want to hear that every time. Clinging goes ham. But now, you and I were talking as we were walking through the concourse earlier about Lincoln Park.
Yes.
Right? My daughters have stumbled upon the greatness that is Lincoln Park. They loved it. And they have the one song, where you got the DJ going, it's like, Mr. Han. Like, you need to play that. You need to play that when Young Hansen goes, Mr. Han. Like, I want to see that. But either way, he lit the place on fire, man. People absolutely love this guy. They're rooting for him. And I think what was really cool about his performance tonight is you could tell he wasn't expressive, but you could tell that once he heard that roar when he hit those threes, that he fed off of that. And real quick, for those of you wondering, big bounce back from on Wednesday's performance. He ended the night with 16 points, 5 of 8 from the floor. He had 4 rebounds. He did have foul trouble again. He did have 5 of them, but he had 3 blocked shots. He was 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, 4 of 4 from the line. Like, just put it under. You love to see it, Keith.
Only 3 personal fouls for him as well. And so, again, talking about improvement from one game to the next, it's nice to see him not get
well, he did have 5 personal fouls. Make sure you're reading the correct box score. You got to trust me on this one, okay?
The Blazer app is telling me only 3. Apparently, the Blazer app's got to get updated. But the 2 of 3 from deep, that was the key thing. Because when he hit that second one, he had tude about it. He turns around and throws the hand down.
He did.
Like,
he did the little 3.
He was absolutely
knew.
ready to. Like, he knew how to hype the dudes up when he hits that shot.
You knew that he was getting hype and he's getting into it. Like, what's not to love, right? Like, that was absolutely. It was great. It was great to see. And then the interesting part is, obviously, you don't know what the return to action timetable is for Robert Williams yet. So there's room. There's room for him to get on the floor here once the regular season starts. And all I know is it's really cool to see because it's so unique. I mean, half of Media Row was Chinese media tonight. The Chinese fans were here for a preseason game. They were absolutely just loving it. And that's cool. I've had the opportunity, Keith, to talk with like the Calo HCC when we had the Asian American Pacific Islander night. And when I was talking to them, I was talking about how just like representation matters to people.
Completely.
Right? And I know that sounds overblown, but like growing up as a Pacific Islander, like I loved wrestling like a lot of kids did. But specifically, I loved Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Why? Because if you go look at pictures of his grandpa and pictures of my grandpa, they look like they could be brothers, right? And then you see Dwayne, and you're like, that guy, he's from Hawaii, like my family, and he has dark skin, like my family. And then you just gravitate to that because seeing people that represent you is massive. And so when you're the Chinese market and you see someone representing you in a league that they absolutely love, the NBA is incredibly popular over there.
Massive.
It means something, and it's really cool to see that play out here in Rip City right now.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the reception that he's getting, not just from the from maybe new fans coming in, but I think even the Blazers fans themselves. Rip City has really leaned in and accepted this guy. Again, like we're talking about him hitting the shot tonight, and he just knew how to rile up the audience, how to really get it going. He's got a real natural vibe, a natural charisma, and I think people have really kind of like people have bought into that already. I don't think he's going to have much of a problem growing some popularity here.
No, I don't think he is at all either. All right, if you want to join the conversation with us, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And, of course, you can go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and join the chat there as well. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, plenty of more from this game, and maybe we'll look ahead to the next 2 preseason games. And we'll get excited. Even Keith over here, who doesn't know a lick about baseball. If I put a softball and a baseball in front of him, he wouldn't know the difference. Even he got hyped watching that game-winning score.
You're talking to a former pitcher.
Chris Burkhardt here with my boy Keith Feltner-Smith on the 5th quarter here on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio, 620. Good. Thanks, Oaks. Thanks. I'm glad. Little known fact, Keith. This guy once sang Limp Bizkit Rollin' in the 8th grade talent show at Centennial Middle School.
Oh, wow.
Backwards red cap and all. You would have thought I was Fred Durst. Let me tell you what.
The Hawaiian Fred Durst coming
in. And now, as I told you, my daughters are trying to get into Linkin Park, and they're like, "What other bands do you like?" I'm like, "I really like Limp Bizkit," and like, "Can we listen to them?" I said, "No, no." You see, why? Because they said some bad words. Okay,
you'll graduate up to that eventually.
What kind of bad? Just don't worry about it. And then it's funny because now I'm a kid, and I'm sitting here like, okay, my daughter is gonna go into 6th grade next year, 5th grade right now. I'm like, around 6th or 7th grade, I started listening to Limp Bizkit. I'm like, there ain't no way I'm letting her listen to that. How did my mom let me get away with that?
Hey, they weren't paying as close attention as nowadays. Man.
It's just funny. Anyway, welcome back into the 5th quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you, joined by my friend Keith Feltner-Smith. And let me tell you what, Chad just came up a second ago, helped tear down the stage that we're on. And, I mean, as he leaves, he's like, how about Young going off in the 3rd quarter? Like, he's jazzed, man. It's just, it's preseason.
It's hype.
It was so cool to see, though.
It absolutely, I think, after what we saw from him in Summer League, to get to see him come in tonight, and the game wasn't perfect, but again, like when he had his moment, when he was lighting up, he knew it, and he knew to let people know about it. And that is, like, this is about all you can ask for as a fan, especially in the preseason.
Oh, man. I liked it. It was just cool. He's so easy to root for, and I like that he has like the knowledge base too, because he talks about how he needs to learn the English language. As I struggle to spit out a word, which is just the irony there. He needs to learn English just a little bit faster so that he understands what coach is yelling at him and what they're trying to do, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the game, right? So. It's just he has that knowledge and understanding, which is really good for him.
There was at least a moment or two as well where, in the same sense, you could see him where he's got the ball and he's trying to tell, I think it was Ceedy, to get out of the corner, to give him room to operate in the corner there. And if he had, you could see it on his face where he didn't know what the words to use, so he just kind of made a gesture, made an arm kind of waving, get this way. And that just means it took Ceedy that much more time to translate and figure out what he wanted and get out of the way, versus if Young had the language proficiency, would have just been that much quicker, and he'll get there. But it's just exciting because you know it's there. He has the instinct. He has the ability to communicate with the teammates, and when he gets the language underneath, it's just going to shave the time off and be that much quicker and more efficient.
What he needs to do is, if you remember when Ennis Cantor Freedom was here, talked about how he learned English by watching SpongeBob. So
that's right.
And you know what? One thing that is interesting, Keith, is that the Blazers team is just stacked with international players, right? So you have Sidi Sissoko, you have Ryan Rupert, you have Dwap Reith, you have Denny Avdia, you have all these guys who have come in and are bilingual, and perhaps English wasn't their first language and had to go through that learning process a little bit. Like, you can still hear the heavy accent when you hear Ryan talk. And you can hear when Denny talks in his native tongue how fluid it is versus English. Like, so you have guys who can help him get through that, which is, I think, is big. It's absolutely big.
Oh, yeah. To not be the only one, to not feel that he's isolated. And for other guys to know, we recognize what you're going through. It's absolutely going to make it an easier journey for him.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. See, this is the power of playoff baseball, though, because the YouTube chat is still talking about Mariners, and it is awesome. The ALCS. Now, the Mariners, I'm that guy. Everyone says, you can. I have two favorite teams, and it's partially because you grew up in the Northwest. You kind of love the Mariners if you like baseball. Ken Griffey Jr. is my favorite athlete of all time. Fortunate enough to meet him at the Rose Bowl 2010 against Ohio State, which was really cool. I remember getting up to see him. It was when I was in the marching band, Keith, so you can get away with anything. You basically a media pass, go anywhere. And I walked up to him. I asked the band director, I'm like, hey, can I go meet him? It's Ken Griffey Jr. He's my favorite athlete of all time. He's like, yeah, absolutely. The cheerleading head coach hears that, and she's like, take the duck with you. He won't tell you no if you bring the duck. So I take
nice.
the duck with me. I walk up to Ken Griffey Jr., and I kid you not, this is the story. This is how it happened. I walk up to him, and he's sitting there. He's talking to his buddy, and he looks at me. He's like, yeah. And I just go, I literally know where it's, and all I can say is, "Excuse me," and he's like, "Yeah,"
No.
and I go, and I struggle with it. I just go,
choked.
I just choke, and then all I can muster is, "Can I get a picture with the greatest center fielder of all time?" And he looks at me, he goes, "Yeah," and he puts his arm around me and took a picture. That's all. I couldn't say a word. Like, my favorite athlete of all time, the reason I played center field, the reason I was an outfielder. Like, I was number 23 in baseball, partially because that was the highest the numbers went. And everyone's like, "Oh, you must like Michael Jordan." And I'm like, no, I like number 5, and it was gone. It was already taken, so I went with 23 because it was 2 plus 3. And then I made up the story to convince. I was like, well, it's a reminder because it's one less than Ken Griffey Jr. And no matter what, I'll never be as good as Ken Griffey. Baseball's awesome.
That's pretty good.
Baseball's awesome. That's the point. Now, again, the chat's talking about it, and it's funny because Kirk says he'd love a Cubs versus Mariners World Series. Myself, I would love a Brewers versus Mariners World Series because if you don't know your baseball history, when the Seattle Pilots first started in Seattle, they lasted just a handful of seasons before moving where? To Milwaukee and becoming the Brewers. So if you got a Seattle versus Milwaukee World Series, you get a Seattle versus the original Seattle team.
Oh,
and
okay.
I like storylines.
I like that. My other team is the Padres. Like you said, like growing up here in the Northwest, my grandparents were Mariners super fans, so it's hard not to be a Mariners fan. I grew up in San Diego myself. I know you couldn't have Mariners and Padres. What team is closest to Long Island?
Long Island. I mean, you're going with the Mets.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that makes me a closet Mets fan a little bit. My mom's from Long Island.
That's terrible.
So.
You shouldn't like anything from New York. Gotta remember my favorite. See, that's what my story is. I was two teams because my favorite player of all time, Griffey. So you love the Mariners because you see him on TV all the time. But then growing up, my other favorite player was Manny Ramirez, played with the Cleveland Indians for a little bit. Then he went to Boston, and I just became a massive Boston Red Sox fan. And then I married my wife, who's a Yankee fan, and sports makes things awkward sometimes. Because who beat the Boston Red Sox in the wild card series a few weeks ago? Yeah, the dang Yankees. So
any love for Tony Gwynn? Because he was my guy growing up, man.
Oh, he's one of the greatest hitters of all time. That guy was so good.
Goose Gossage was my neighbor as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, like he threw the best Halloween parties in our neighborhood.
Okay, I take back my disparaging remarks about you not knowing the difference between a baseball and softball. Sometimes my attempts at laughter they just don't hit, and I make a fool of myself, and I apologize for that right there.
I accept your apology, Chris.
I mean, you sitting there, we're watching the game, you're like, ooh, a changeup. I'm like, he is making this up. All right, Keith is.
I used to pitch.
Yeah.
I was a pitcher briefly.
I did. I pitched too, but I pitched submarine style. Like you remember Byung Young Kim for the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Oh, so not just sidearm. We're talking.
Oh no, I was straight submarine, and so my nickname in high school was Byung Young Burke.
Oh, I might have to bring that back. I kind of like
Byung Young Burke. Hey, it
fits.
It was good. I got the job done. Hey, Steven, by the way, hey, Blazer Vision's working out the preseason kinks too. Okay?
Oh yeah.
It's hard to get it is actually probably harder than people realize to make sure that radio stuff is synced up. The radio's going to the radio station, TV stuff's going straight to the TV truck, which they have the full everything go. It's completely different, especially when you don't have the full TV crew in here. So I think quite honestly, I know there was some hiccups, but I think it's cool that there was a chance to even see that game because quite honestly, that's how preseason happens. Sometimes you don't even get them. I mean, this year part of it because of Young Hansen, you got the summer league games. Half the time you don't even get to watch the summer league games.
Not on the same network, not the same coverage.
Yeah,
at all.
So
that's definitely been an issue.
They'll work the kinks out. Hey, the regular season's going to be just fine. All right, we're going to take our final break of the show. When we come back, we're going to put a little bow on this thing. Keith needs to go back. I need to take the time. I need to go see if there's a piece of paper I can steal in the pen. I got to write his wife an apology letter for keeping him a little extra long.
It's a beautiful drive home. Usually I listen to the radio here on the way home. I'm going to miss my whole post-game drive.
I know. I like when you call and you're like, I might hit the tunnel or I might lose you.
Yeah.
All right. Don't go anywhere. Play more coming up in your home of the Blazers. Rip City Radio 620. Chris Burkhardt here, joined by my friend Keith Feltner-Smith, and Keith is over here. He's like, dude, just look at this play, and it's the one that I happen to record just at the right time and post on social too. And if you haven't seen it, Chris J. Burkhardt's the name. But it's a perfect. He takes the ball up top the key, attacks his defender, spins around him, goes glide. It's just
gets behind the back.
It was beautiful, and that's what at one point the crowd just absolutely erupted. And I want you to go look at the video I posted specifically, because what you don't see in the highlight that the Blazers posted is, again, the fans' reaction, because, as I said, there was a fan right in front of us wearing that Young Hansen jersey, and as soon as that went up, he is just going ballistic, and it's just, I mean, the moves there they're incredible, and it's fun to get a cool storyline like that out of preseason when the young guys just absolutely going off.
He reminds me of, like, that clip there, it reminds me of playing basketball in the park. It's like if you're there on your own and you're just like kind of doing your little countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of the shot clock. These are the moves you're doing. Like, oh, let's go to the right, behind the back, spin back to the right, and he's just having so much fun. It looks so natural and easy. He's not forcing anything. I would have loved to see some more playmaking, but we've seen that already in Summer League. We know he has that ability, so it doesn't even bother you to maybe not see as much tonight, because he just looks like he's balling.
Let's just get a chance to see it. Kirk's out here calling the shot that they drafted the Chinese Sabonis, and hey,
Sabonis is the Serbian Yang.
It can't. There you go. It can't be. He can't be. He absolutely can't.
Sabonis. Sorry, wrong.
I know what you're going with, the Lithuanian. He can't be Sabonis, because if he were Sabonis, we would have had to wait a decade to see him put on a Blazer jersey after drafting him. That's still painful.
That, especially tonight, seeing the younger Sabonis in there against the King, it definitely has some vibes. Definitely has some feelings about it.
I tell you what, though, I like the comps. Sabonis is he's one of those guys. It's so weird because you look back at his stats and his averages, and it's like there's nothing box score wise. He did the blew off the doors. But he was just special, though. At the exact same time, you're like, look what this, like, you could look at the box scores for his career and go, oh, this guy's like 8 points a game or whatever it was. I know that's not it. I'm just saying. But like, yeah, but he came in here with 2 busted knees. He had no legs. And what I always liked was, like, he would like sit there and played against Shaq about as good as anyone, and he was beat up. So I love Sabas.
This is old Sabas. Yeah, this is not prime Sabas. We got him at the point where he came in at that stage of his career and still became a Blazers legend.
Yeah,
like unquestionably.
Yeah, shout out to who is this? Shout out to Ryan on YouTube too. Because if you listened, I did correct Keith. But yes, Lithuanian.
Yeah, my bad.
Come on.
I was thinking about the jokes we make about Jokic, not Sabas, and I was on the wrong page. It's all the big men. The key here is that Young is the epicenter of all of it. They are all versions of Young. He's not versions of them.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. And I like that. You know what? I'm going to be quite honest. So I like that he has that different game, and so he does get those comparisons.
Yeah.
The reason being is because is he a Nikola Jokic? No, he's not. No one's Nikola Jokic. Could he be? We don't know. Maybe 6 years from now, you and I are sitting right here doing a fifth quarter talking about, oh my gosh, this guy's going to his 5th All-Star game or whatever. You don't know what the future is. But comparing him to Jokic, the reason I like that is because a big, highly touted player coming out of China, the low-hanging fruit is to just say, oh, he's the next Yao Ming.
Yeah,
when
totally.
If you know basketball and you were here for Yao, like, Yao's game is nothing like what Jan's is.
Nothing.
It was obviously refined and ready to go day one, but it was more of that kind of that old school hit you in the paint. He could stretch the floor a little bit. He was a great free throw shooter, and then defensively, because he was 10 feet tall, I mean, he could block you all day long. But it's the lazy, easy comparison that you can fall into. And quite frankly, some of us do it. I'll be the first to admit, like when they drafted Zach Collins, I was Myers Leonard type, because big, tall, 7-foot white guy. It was just an easy comparison to make. And so I'm glad that the comparison is not to the other, large, famous Chinese basketball player. it is in line with guys who do have a similar skill set, even
Yeah.
though they are leaps and bounds better than him. If that's what the goal is, that's a good goal to have.
Well, that's the thing with the comparison. It doesn't have to be apples to apples. Like we're not trying to say, oh, he's on the same level as Jokic, but it's the idea of he's a prototype. It's the same format almost. And yeah, like you're saying, if we can sit here 5 or 6 years from now and at that point be calling Jokic the Serbian version of Young, see, I got it right this time. That's a huge mark, and it's not impossible to think that could be what we're doing.
And I mean, plays like tonight, it's just one preseason game. I'm not going to get high or low on any of these performances, but you did get a little bit of a glimpse of what he can do. Now, if he can build on this and there's some long-term potential there, then you know what? Someone needs to give Joe Cronin his flowers now, because everyone, well, what's he doing? What kind of draft? Like, it's just. Yeah, I like that, and then it's his game is going to be so opposite of Donovan Clingan too that it offers some variety in there. Now, what's going to be the hard part is when Robert Williams is healthy and ready to go. You got to play him. I love Young Hansen tonight, but I mean Robert Williams, pound for pound, I think is probably your most talented center.
Let's be honest too. Reith is not looking bad. If they're all healthy, there's some complicated lineups there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Blazers have a roster problem, and for the first time in years, it's a good one.
Oops, all centers.
Yeah, oops, all centers. It's a good one, though. Everyone looks good. I mean, Keith, the music's on, which means it's time to go, but we didn't even get to talk about, like, Blake Wesley and all this. Like,
Shaden
like,
had a great game.
The team played well. They absolutely played well. All right, hey, thanks for joining me.
My guy.
Thanks for the halftime meetup at the end of the first quarter, because the first quarter went an hour and it confused me. All right, we'll be, thanks so much. We'll be back at it next week, though. Blazers take on the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday,
7
o'clock tip. We'll be here. Blazers game day starts at 5 o'clock. Until then, Rip City, thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next time.
Rip City, we love you. Woo! Go Blazers.